Most coaches make tons of content, but they don't have anything else. No lead magnet, no landing page, no email marketing sequence, no connected and structured system to take the initial interest from your audience to becoming a paying client. In this video, I'm gonna show you how that entire machine operates without you having to touch it once it's built. Sounds very attractive, doesn't it? Create the content, create the lead magnet, create the nurturing system, get paid clients. Done. One system that takes care of everything that you want from your content. So pay attention. There are coaches with great content signing 0 clients and coaches with bang average content signing clients every single week. The difference is not the content that they make. It's what happens when their audience watches the content that makes the difference. 2 weeks ago, I posted one piece of content, 2,250 ManyChat triggers, 450 email captures, 450 people then got nurtured in an email sequence. That email sequence filled my masterclass and 50 coaches went through that masterclass. All of that happened in 2 weeks from one post. My content did not do that. My system behind the content is what did that. Now, I've done a full breakdown of that system in detail, but that's not in today's video. The link in the description for that video is down below. Watch it after this one. But first, let me show you the psychology behind it and why it worked and how you can build your own version of it starting today. Let me describe to you what a dysfunctional coaching business looks like. And I want you to be completely honest with yourself whilst I do this. And if this applies to you, there's no shame in that. This is what this video is for, to make sure that you have this system in place ASAP. You've got your content, you're posting about your niche and your offer, talking about the transformation that you deliver to your already paying clients, which I'm sure you do a fantastic job of. Some of that content performs. Some people watch, a few people follow. Occasionally, someone actually might send you a DM. But what happens after that? Right now, there's no lead magnet for you to send them. There's no webinar or masterclass for you to warm them up and build trust with them. There's certainly no email sequence that nurtures them and keeps reminding them that you exist every single week. There is nothing in place right now apart from your content on the very front end of your funnel that is actually reminding your target audience that you exist and that you can actually give them the solution that they need. Right now, you're stuck with a conundrum. Your initial DM is just a conversation that either instantly converts or just dies and you don't get to hear from them again. There's nothing in the middle that is going to actually capitalize on that initial interest that they have, because they are DMing you so that they can speak to you about their problem, their fat loss issues, their muscle gaining issues. Listen, the content that I posted 2 weeks ago wasn't anything particularly special. It was simply a lead magnet around a Claude CapCut editing tool that is going to save coaches hundreds of hours of editing a year. Now, the reason it generated 2,250 ManyChat triggers and 450 email data captures was not because the piece of content was anything exceptional. It was because the moment somebody engaged and commented CapCut, there was a system to take them on a journey. It's that simple. A trigger, a landing page, a lead magnet after data collection, a sequence of emails to nurture them, and then a masterclass at the end of it to deliver the value that they wanted in the first place. Every step of the way had the language from me designed specifically to talk to my niche. Every step moving the same person in the same direction. Right now, I want you to look at your business. Now, let's say you do have a lead magnet. Does it portray the same message as your content? Is your content and your lead magnet aligning? Does your lead magnet speak to the same person that you are trying to attract through your content? Or did you build the lead magnet 6 months ago and now you're trying to shoehorn it into your content and wondering why it's not working? This is the reality for most of you coaches. I may even be talking directly to you right now. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I think every part of your business exists in its current form. However, none of it is connected. And that's where you have an almightily leaky bucket. And that leak is draining all of your leads. And we've got to fix that. There's no coherence between initial content and the language that is used throughout your lead magnet, your landing page, your email nurturing system, the webinar that you deliver. So you are either stuck in two camps. You are either stuck in the camp of having each of these in place but nothing connecting it, or not having it in place at all and just relying on your content on Instagram and TikTok. Both are putting you in a very shit situation. Because right now, any moment that a potential client shows interest in what you do, they get lost. There is no clear next pathway within the journey that you're trying to build. And if there's friction, if there's any amount of friction in that process, best believe somebody who's come from short form content is gonna fucking give up very quickly. That's why you need to lower the barrier of entry. That's why you need to make this process and system as seamless as possible. Because fuck me, I've got 2,250 ManyChat triggers. I've got this system in place, and even 1,800 people couldn't be fucked. That tells you that even when you do have a system in place, some people are lazy to the point where they'll not go past the first step. Imagine that. That's how lazy people are. They go, oh, I want this. I really want it. Oh, as soon as there's a landing page, they go, oh, fuck, I can't be arsed. People are doing that right now with your content, and they don't even have a landing page to look to. And they go, oh, this is too much effort, bye-bye. Listen, people are fucking lazy, man. I don't know what to tell you. So you've got to meet them on their level. And that's what we're gonna talk about. A coaching business that consistently generates and converts new leads has 4 things working together as a unit: your niche message, your lead generation magnet, your email nurturing sequence, and your free webinar. These 4 elements need to be saying the exact same thing to the exact same person in the exact same direction every single time. Now, when that happens successfully, you can take a complete and utter stranger to you and convert them to a paying client within as little as 2 weeks, without you having to manually manage every step of the way. Sounds very attractive, doesn't it? Now, right now, you're doing everything by hand. You're making the content by hand, you're editing by hand, you are messaging by hand, and it's a lot of effort. And you may be able to get away with that for 5 leads, but you won't be able to do that to any substantial scale that actually progresses your business forward. Listen, I know this because I've been doing this shit for 10 years. So let me take the time right now to walk you through how each step connects to the next. Component 1, your niche message. Before you build any lead magnet, webinar, landing page, you need your core message, not a niche message. A niche tells you who you help. A message tells you why they should listen to you. Big difference. Your message is to specifically answer 3 questions. Who is the specific person you help? What is the specific problem they are stuck on right now? And what is the specific outcome you want to move them towards? Now, that message has to be so crystal clear and specific that when the right person within your audience hears it, they feel like you have spoken directly to them. Because right now, too many coaches have such a vague version of their message. I help busy professionals get in shape. Yeah, who? Specifically who? Are we talking executives? Are we talking work from home? Are we talking dads? Who specifically? We are all fucking busy professionals. We're all busy professionals. You're casting the net way too wide. Silly motherfucker. If we are not targeting someone specifically, what shape they're in, what their problem is, what they're stuck on right now, what solutions have they tried in the past? If we don't go to that level of detail, then you will consistently be pissing in the wind. But I don't know about you, but I don't fancy wasting all this time making content to be vague and to not speak to anyone directly. I've got better things to do. So let's get good at it. The more specific your message is, the more outcome and return on investment you will get from each one of these phases that we create. Because everything that comes after the initial message is the same fucking message, just in a different format. It's the same shit in a different bag. Remember that. And for those of you out there who go, I don't want to talk about the same thing. Well, if you don't want to talk about the same thing, please get the fuck off this video and waste your time making content. Because if you don't understand that you need to be talking about the same thing over and over and over and over again to get the same clients over and over and over again, go and watch somebody else's content, because I'm not going to bullshit you. I have a no bullshit approach to online coaching. I will tell you fucking straight. You need to repeat yourself until you are blue in the fucking face. Understand? If you understand and you're still here, let's crack on with the rest of the video then. 4 versions of your message. So you've got the initial content. The magnet is a different form of your message. The webinar is a different form of your message. And the emails are a different form of your message. They all need to be consistent. If you get it wrong at the first domino, guess what? The rest of the dominoes cannot fall. So you need to make sure that this message is right so everything else works downstream of it. If your content isn't attracting the right person in the first place, then lucky for you, I've actually made a video about that. The online coaching content blueprint. The link is in the description down below. Component 2, the lead generation magnet. Your lead magnet is the first thing someone receives after they've watched a piece of your content. So make it fucking good, please. Don't put all of this effort into your content and then make the lead magnet so shit that somebody gets it and goes, is this it? Is this really the extension of this coach? Please, fuck me. Make sure that the standard is maintained throughout. If you make good content, make a good fucking lead magnet, because it is always a representation of you and your standards as a coach. If you make good content, but a shit lead magnet, guess what? They don't care about your webinar because the lead magnet that they've downloaded is a bag of dicks. Oh, I don't want that. So why the fuck would I want his webinar? Why would I even want his coaching? His lead magnet is absolutely terrible. You just bite yourself in the ass. I need your lead magnet to be incredibly specific, not a generic 15-tip PDF guide. It's a specific high-value resource that solves one immediate problem for the people in your niche. And it makes them realize that they need you to solve the rest. So you got two options here. You go 50% of the solution or 50% of the detail. So let's say you give them a 16-week shut inside blueprint. Within that 16 weeks, you give them the structure, but only 50% of the detail. So only 50% of what they need to do with cardio, training, nutrition. So that they actively need to seek your help to figure out the rest of the process. I'll give you the reason why the Claude CapCut lead magnet worked, because I solved a specific problem with their editing, which is a part of the content creation process. So I probably gave 25% of the solution. You still need to know who you're talking to. You still need to be able to consistently execute your message. You still need to execute your message to the right people. And then you need to worry about editing, right? But I looked at the surface level problem. I was like, okay, let me offer the Claude CapCut editor. So I know that coaches who have a problem with content creation think that it's the editing problem. And realistically, it's the message, it's the execution, it's the consistency, it's actually speaking to the right individual that moves the needle in your business. The editing is the perceived bottleneck. Just like you need to create a lead magnet, which is the perceived bottleneck and not actually the root cause of the issue, which is what your coaching or what your webinar or what a offer that you have later down the line intends to solve. Now, in the full video breakdown that I show you exactly how I built the lead magnet, what's in the lead magnet, and how we ran the webinar, that video is in the link in the description down below. If your content is attracting men who are stuck on their fat loss phase, then your lead magnet needs to be about a fat loss phase. It cannot be about an arm guide. It cannot be about an 8-week muscle building program. It has to be a direct continuation of the content you are already making. There's a mentee that I work with that has content that does super well, viral in fact, that shows people how to train muscle groups, right? He was doing a fat loss guide on the bolt end of that when he should have been how to train lead magnet. And that's what we had to fix. We had to fix him continuing the journey that his particular audience was on, and then continuing that advice and that message by giving them further information on how they actually improve their training. Not a fat loss guide, not a arm guide, specific detail. If there's a disconnect between what your content offers and what your lead magnet delivers, the trust that you built in that content evaporates immediately. The lead magnet is a direct extension of your message, designed for the same person delivering the next logical step from the content they just consumed. Component 3, the lead generation webinar. This is the step that most coaches between the 1K and 5K mark do not have at all, because it is the most effort and it is the most daunting. What do you mean? I've got to set up a live meeting that people may not turn up to. Yeah, I get it. I've been in those shoes before. A lead generation webinar is not a fancy sales pitch with a shitty Canva slide deck. It's a well-structured, value-led presentation that takes someone from problem-aware to solution-aware to coach-aware in that order. The webinar's job is to do 3 things. First, confirm that you understand their problem better than they do. Second, show them that there is a specific way out of that problem. And third, position you as the person to take them through that next logical step. You need to be the person positioning yourself that knows that solution better than anybody else. I don't care if it's true or not. There are going to be coaches that are better than you, that are worse than you. They're going to make more money than you because they're nailing this step. The reason why your content isn't actually warming up your audience to the point where you can actually effectively execute this stage is actually already in the first part of this series. The link is in the description down below. Now, the webinar is where somebody goes from, oh, this is interesting. I like what you have to say here, bro, to I need to speak to this person about my problem. That is the shift it creates. And you, my friend, are the bridge in the middle. Now, without that bridge, without that shift, you are trying to convert people with content on its own. Very, very difficult to do, my friend. Which means the only time that somebody will even buy from you is if they message you at the right time, at the right moment, when they've just been paid. That is a very, very small window of opportunity, my friend. Let's open that window of opportunity. Do yourself a favor. Because right now you're relying on luck rather than a system. And I ain't having that. Component 4, the email sequence. Most coaches either don't have an email list or they have an email list that they never use. Both are no good. Now, the purpose of an email list is simply just to redirect their attention to an area of their life that they actually hold in high priority. Think about it for a second. Everything that is important in your life, flights, holidays, important meetings, important appointments, are all in your email. Now, if we can come in and penetrate that little space that they have, because everybody thinks emails are important, right? And you will have used emails for some sensitive information. If we can penetrate your message in the emails and make sure that you show people what it's like to work with you, what it's like to gain information from you, to have an invite into special clubs such as the webinar, or actually just have a free newsletter that gives you a touch point every single week. That way you can turn attraction from short form content or attraction from long form content into genuine nurturing. Because right now, if you are only relying on content alone to nurture your audience, you're gonna be here all fucking year, crossing your fingers, hoping that somebody messages. We need more than that. We need a specific email nurturing system. Number one, from the lead magnet, which is from the content that we create. That is super important. So when somebody says to us, I want this lead magnet, I want this download, you need to then create an email sequence that is going to make them problem aware, make them solution aware, make them coach aware. That is your job. Let's put it this way. Let's say somebody downloads your lead magnet but doesn't want to join your webinar. They need further touch points. And the safest and most direct way we can deliver those touch points is through email. I will show you exactly how I set up my email, exactly how I set up the domain for my email so that my emails do not land in spam in the video, in the link in the description down below, okay? Now, let's wrap all of this up and make this relatable to your situation specifically. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you for making it so far into this video. Because you've made it so far, I know you value what I have to say. So I would love nothing more than for you to drop me a subscribe and please like this video. Let's get this video out to more coaches who need to understand this process so that they can sign more clients. I'm in the business of handing you a no bullshit approach to building your online coaching business. So once again, thank you for your time. If you do not watch another piece of content of mine, you can at least take this and try and apply it yourself. You are a physique development coach, online coach, fitness coach, whatever you label yourself as. You help busy professional men lose their next 20 pounds of fat. You build them a new routine so they can consistently lose body fat and keep off the body fat without relying on a stack of PDs, a ton of peptides, which are now very fashionable these days. Now that's your message, okay? Very specific person, very specific problem, very specific outcome. This immediately addresses those limiting beliefs that they must use PDs, they must use peptides in order to lose body fat. They must take retatrutide, yada, yada, yada. The man you are speaking to has already tried a ton of supplements, already taken retatrutide, semaglutide, MOTS-C, TB500, BPC-157. He's already been sold the shortcut that doesn't work. Now your message tells him there's another way. In my opinion, the correct way. He feels seen before he's even decided to comment and set off a ManyChat trigger. Your lead magnet is then a free 16-week fat loss guide. You can call it something like the 16-week shred and size blueprint. It's not a generic guide. It's not a guide that gives them top 10 tips to lose fat. This isn't Weight Watchers. It's a specific structured guide that takes them from week 1 to week 16. Solves the immediate problem that you have identified through your content. Now, the man who has watched your content has now downloaded the lead magnet and he has something tangible to take away and try to implement. He downloads it. He's now given an access into your world as a coach. He's given you your email. He's given you his email and he's opted in for future contact. Now, your webinar is how to lose your last 5 kg of fat, not your first 5 because your lead magnet has already given him that. Yeah, start to understand, piece it together. So it's the last 5 kg. That's where your man is stuck, providing that he has gone through the blueprint, yada, yada, yada. He's not a beginner because you've already identified that this is what you are helping him with. He's very close, but he's not quite there to crack in the code. And that's where you come in with your webinar. Your title of your webinar tells him exactly what you are intending to help him with. So he knows, yep, I've been in my fat loss phase for a few weeks now. I need to help with that last 5 kg of fat. Sweet. When somebody comes into the webinar, you know exactly where they're at. You know that they are mid-diet phase and they want help with the last 5 kg of fat. So they've already qualified themselves greatly to you. And then the webinar takes him from problem aware to solution aware and then coach aware, saying, right, my next step is obviously online coaching because I can't crack the code myself. He comes in to the webinar knowing that he's stuck, and he leaves understanding that there is a system in place to allow the progress to happen that he is so desperately wanting. Now, once they've gone through the webinar, you get them to go through a 4-step email sequence. Email 1 is, still can't lose that last 5 kg. So they know that it's directed towards them because they're like, fucking hell, I've just been on a webinar. Yeah, cool. This is for me, I'm gonna open this. So then for your open rate goes up and you get to deliver your message in a different format. Email number 2 is a client story showcasing proof of your methodology so that they go, oh, do you know what? This guy knows what he's fucking talking about. Not only has he showed me what getting the last 5 kg of fat off is, I've got visual proof here of one of his clients walking the walk. Email 3 addresses some of the objections, some of the limiting beliefs. Oh, I've tried copious amounts of supplements. I've tried retatrutide. I've tried all this bollocks that never works. And then email 4 is a very simple call to action. 3 emails, set them up, and then you go in for the dunk. You go, listen, here's my coaching. Here's what I do, here's what I offer, here's a video breakdown, etc., etc. Bring them back into your ecosystem. So if you don't have a YouTube, you should start YouTube. Link a video that is got a particular bit.ly URL so that you don't have to go into spam, and then they can watch a breakdown of your coaching. You will then see that they've clicked that, and then they go into a different part of your funnel, which is a very, very hot one, and then they go into another email sequence. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, all being well, they watch the video, they go to the link in the description, they book a call in, boom. You now have a booked call from a hot lead because they've gone through your content, your lead magnet, your webinar, your nurturing system, and now they are incredibly qualified so that your call that you have with them is a piece of piss. Now, every coach watching this can build this system. It's not actually that difficult. It doesn't require a ton of views. It doesn't require a big audience. It certainly doesn't require expensive software. If you want to see exactly how that entire system looks in operation, I've made that video, the Claude CapCut lead generation breakdown, in the link in the description down below, okay? Watch it straight after this. Now, everything that I've explained to you in today's video is a lot of work. Here's why most coaches don't have this system in place. It's not because they don't know it exists. It's because building it requires you to commit to a specific message. Now, that can be scary. What do you mean I've got a niche down? What do you mean I've got to be super specific? I want to talk to everybody. Well, if you talk to everybody, you talk to absolutely nobody. But I get it. If you talk to a specific person, a specific outcome, that commitment can feel risky, can't it? What if I get it wrong? What if I exclude people? What if I niche down and my audience shrinks? Well, I'm gonna bust that motherfucking myth right open, bro. A vague message attracts a vague audience, and a vague audience will never buy from you. The coaches that I've seen scale past 5K months consistently are the ones who committed to a specific message. The coaches who said, this is my specific person, this is their specific problem, and this is what I do about it. And then built everything around those 3 statements. Specificity is actually not the risk. Being vague and casting a net so large is the risk. If this system isn't in place right now, this is what is going to happen to your business as a result. For the next 6 months, you keep posting. Some of the content performs, some of it flops. You get the occasional DM every now and then. Some of those DMs go somewhere, some of them don't. And your income ultimately stays inconsistent. Some months are good. Most of your months are very average. Some of them are even getting you fucking stressed. And the thing that actually never changes is that feeling of you working hard, because you are always working hard. But it's not about working hard. It's about working smarter. You are simply starting from scratch every single week. And I get it. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's your reality right now. The system that I've created for myself and my mentees is what turns consistent performance that you are putting in into consistent results. This is what bridges the gap. Just like you are there to bridge the gap between problem and solution for your clients, this system is there to bridge the gap from your hard work to consistent progress. Now, let's say you never watch another one of my videos ever again. Here's where you go from here. Step 1, get your niche message down to 3 lines: specific person, specific problem, specific outcome. Now, if you can't do that right now, then that's the first problem that you fix. Don't worry about lead magnets, don't worry about webinars. That's what you need to fix. Step 2, audit what you already have. Does your lead magnet match your current message? Does your content attract the same person that your webinar speaks to? If anything is remotely disconnected, then fix the pathway before you make any more content. Step 3, build the email sequence. Even having 3 emails is better than having none. So start there. Now, if you want to see the entire system that I built from scratch that resulted in 2,250 ManyChat triggers, 450 email data captures, and 50 masterclass entries, all from one piece of content. The link for that video is in the description down below. And if you have watched all of this and go, fuck me, that sounds like so much effort, how can I get a bit of help with that? All I need you to do is book in a call with me and I will break down your situation in detail. I'll give you a free content audit and we will strategize on what exactly you need right now and where your bottleneck within your business is currently. All I need you to do, click the apply to the TCU mentorship link down below and we will jump on a call. I've been your boy, Steven Physique, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.